Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Seaburg and I'm the CEO of Qubit Networks and New Age Telecom located in lovely LaPorte, Indiana. I am by no means a professional speaker. I have notes in front of me so I don't forget what I want to say. I'm going to give you some very real and raw talking points of how I've dealt with the pandemic and finding balance for my employees and myself. I want to thank Jennifer and Diane for asking me to do this. I've been very blessed to be part of the American Heart Association for a while now. This cause is very near and dear to me. When I was 12 years old, my grandfather had a massive heart attack and died in front of me. You can't unsee that as a 12-year-old kid. So I've always thought that if my time here can prevent some 12-year-old kid from having to see that, or possibly their grandfather being resuscitated and able to go fishing or to a ball game with them, that would be awesome and time well spent for me. So I know I'm talking to mainly women today and talking a lot about balance. And so I want to talk about what we've done during the pandemic at Qubit and New Age to help create that balance in an odd working world. I think it all starts even before the pandemic for us in building trust. I want my employees to trust me, and I want to trust my employees. So we work often here on just building trust, and I think trust is almost like compound interest. It's a little bit here, it's a little bit there, it's a little bit there, and then 5 years down the road, you're like, look at what we have, and that's kind of what you get with the trust. It's all the little things. It's helping. It's just caring. Really, when it comes down to it, it's caring. And I certainly care about my employees. I think for the most part, they care about me and the organization. Once you have that baseline of trust, then a lot of good things can happen. We were able to pivot into the pandemic pretty well, and I look back on it, and I think a lot of it is around the trust that we've built, with each other. To get specific, though, about some of the things that we've done for balance, is when we did end up having to go work at home, I viewed each employee's situation differently. I know, I've been married for 23 years. My lovely wife Sarah, and we have 3 children together who are. My youngest is a senior in high school, so our home, teaching kids at home is not like people who have little ones. And I was very sympathetic to my mothers and even fathers that had little kids at home, to be gracious with the time. Maybe they had to do some things in the evening, miss out on a little meeting here, meeting there during the day. They were all trying as hard as they could to get through life, essentially, and we rallied around all those folks. And sometimes if somebody had a school thing they had to do with, we cover for them in a meeting, or just rallied around each other. So as the leader, I tried to set up an environment that supported everybody's situation. I had some folks who were dying to get back to the office. They weren't productive at home. I have some folks that still want to work at home. So it's kind of all over the board. But I tried to support whatever situation they had. Several years ago, we set up a QSE HRA, which is a Qualified Small Employee Health Reimbursement Account for our employees. So I encouraged my employees to make sure they're getting good medical care and taking care of things, because I knew that the company could reimburse them for a lot of those expenses. I've worked for a long time for myself and for my employees to prioritize health. For so long, I would say, I'll work out when I'm not busy. Well, I'm always busy, or when I have time. I never had time, right? And I had some medical things that happened to me, so I had to prioritize my health, and I do that even today, and I really encourage that with my employees. And it's really difficult, especially for a working mother, right, who has the demands of being a mother, of housework, of running kids around. So maybe they need to take off in the middle of the day at work to go find their exercise time. And so I think encouraging employees to find the balance, right? A lot of that is around the health. And when you're healthy, you're able to do all those other things better. Also prioritizing family time. I've always called my business a selfish mistress. The business is very selfish. It doesn't care about what I have going in my life. It doesn't care if it's my daughter's birthday. It just doesn't care. And I call it a mistress because it's the only thing that's ever gotten between my wife and I. And so knowing that that business is a selfish mistress, and then combating that accordingly and prioritizing the family and prioritizing that family time, I think is very, very important to find that balance. So prioritizing health, prioritizing family has made it easier, I think, for us and for myself to navigate through some of these stressful times. One of the leading, causes of heart attack and heart disease is stress, and a lot of that stress comes from work. So I've tried really hard to remove stress wherever possible, and sometimes you do that just by laughing, smiling, caring. It's sometimes it's that simple, and sometimes you think about when you just smile to someone, how that can just lighten the mood. And so we encourage that often, to laugh and have fun. It's one of our core values here is fun, and I think that helps to reduce the stress. As it relates to pandemic specifically, we've invested in home office setups. All right, so extra monitors, extra keyboards, extra mouse, stand-up desk, all of those things. We spent company money to get those for people so that they can have a comfortable work environment at home. That was real important to us as well. We see the post-pandemic being a hybrid situation for sure, where most of our work will happen in the office, but the ability to work from home on Fridays, or if a plumber's coming to the house, just take the whole day and just be able to work from home. Fortunately, we work in an industry where that's the situation. When the pandemic first started, I set up a Zoom and I looked everybody in the eye, and I wanted to really reduce the stress and worry. Everybody was so worried, and I just looked at them all and said, we're going to be okay. This job is a sense of strength for you in your life, and so I need you to view this as such. And I knew we had a good business. We had the ability to keep everybody on the payroll for a while, and I just wanted that stress of thinking their job was going to be gone or there was going to be a layoff looming to be eliminated. So I know not every business can do that. I know not every business owner thinks like I do, but I would encourage you as leaders to work to reduce that stress for your employees wherever you can. And if you are an employee and you're not a leader, work to find that balance. Prioritize your health, prioritize your family. Be a great teammate to your coworkers, because sometime you're going to need them. Sometime you're going to need them to help you out, right? So the best thing you can do is help them out. And I want to end with I read a book named The Humanized Leader by Mary Pat Knight, and I thought she had a really good line in there. For any of you that are leaders, or even if you're not, or an aspiring leader, I think this is good. The world needs your humanized leadership. You must create trust, clearly communicate, coach powerfully, and customize every step of the way to the various types of people that you are privileged to lead. This leader is ever aware that other humans execute the processes which drive the profits. People are always at the center. And so I think it's important just to think about that everybody is a little bit different, and if you customize your little things around the different people, you're going to get very positive outcomes. You're going to reduce stress. You're going to make your workplace a place that you want to work. People are going to want to work there. And I think all of those little things are that compounding interest, right, to good things. So anyone can reach out to me. Hopefully this helped you, and I appreciate your time.